Love Like This.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another beautiful episode of Love Like This. I am the one and only, your beautiful host, Orlando Roy. Right next to me is my fiance.
Hey! Hi, everybody. This is Milah Roy.
Oh, nice hyphenating right there.
You
Because
like
you know
that?
you're an author, so you need to hyphenate.
I can't take your whole last name.
No, it's okay.
You know,
It's
we've
all right.
discussed. We've discussed the reasons why, because I'm highly popular.
Yeah, I'm highly
I'm
popular.
highly publicized in my last name, so I can only do a hyphen, darling. I can't do the whole thing. That's the cost you pay when you fuck with a real boss.
Okay. I like the accent. That was nice. Yeah,
You like
getting
that?
better.
You like
yeah.
that?
Yeah. And I can't let go.
Hi, guys. I missed you.
Yeah, you know, Milah needed to take a little brise because at the time when we released... Oh, I hope y'all like those episodes of Lips to Lifestyle, those little bonus episodes that we shared with y'all. It had some real insightful, great conversations. So hope y'all had a month break away from Love Like This. We hit y'all with our little side... What do you call it? Our spin-off podcast.
I mean, but shit, before that, you were doing solo for like 3 weeks, so I feel like I haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah.
I guess in April or May, I came back for like one episode, but thank you for holding it down.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. But we're back. You know, we're the Beyonce of relationships. Give me some.
We're back, bitches.
We're the Beyonce. The Beyonce of relationships is back. And we're happy to be back. We needed a little break because around the time in the summer we were doing the couples retreat and so much is going on. So, boom, we hit y'all with some bonus episodes. I hope y'all really enjoyed it. And you know, we were honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. During the couples retreat, we did some. We had a mushroom experience, and did a little bit of shrooms, and I had a revelation about my need for attention and where it stems from. And it made me really made me reevaluate my need for attention, where it stems from. And then I thought to myself, I don't really feel like podcasting anymore.
Is that the revelation that came about?
It was like, what is the why? The enlightenment. Ooh, enlightenment's a good word. See, that's why you got to keep the spiritual ones around because they give us spiritual words.
Enlightenment's not spiritual; it's historical.
Okay, fine. But I had this enlightenment and figuring out like what is the why behind my actions and everything I'm doing. Like when it comes to like for other people, podcasting. Grilling was one of them.
Grilling.
No, because it was like built like grilling being the person that brings people around, like the center of attention. Like, do I really feel like I need to muster up the energy to cook for other people? Like just doing things for other people. Like I just really had to think about what is the why behind all of this and where it stemmed from. And you know, I realized that it came from my need from attention from my dad that I never got like growing up. And so I'm like, searching it from other places and stuff like that. What do I need to do to get views and attention, blah, blah, blah. And then it made me realize why do I even want to do that? Do I really want to do that because I want to help other people? Do I want to do that because I want this information to help other people or whatever the case may be? Or do I really want to do it just because I want people to see me do something? And I want people to recognize and acknowledge me for doing something. And so I was in this space of battling the why behind everything that I do, literally down to whatever action it was. And so it made me just really sit with myself, hone in, and restructure like how I approach anything and everything.
So, what conclusion did you come to? I mean, obviously, you've continued to grill since then.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Yeah.
So, what would have, like, in that reevaluation and that, that understanding of, like, the root of what you're motivated by, what have you come to the conclusion of? That,
most of the things that I do had like an 85% value of wanting to do this to help other people or just for the good of other people. And then like the 15% is like, okay, if I do it
I want
this
some
way,
attention.
well, if I do it this way, I'm going to get attention like this, or people are going to view it like this, or this is going to get the views, or this is going to get people to like see me doing this thing. And afterwards, it was a slight adjustment, but I started to rethink, or like naturally, instead of the thought of, hey, this will give me a little bit more attention, it just became 100% more so, what can I do to that can help other people, which also helped me not rush or push myself to like, hey, we need to record an episode, right? We were coming off the couples retreat, and it was
hectic.
It was hectic. It was a lot going on. Like, it was a lot of movement. Going to Costa Rica, coming back. It's not usually I go to Costa Rica when you're just doing a retreat, and I could be on the side helping, but it's different when you're also within it, and then having to come back to the States and decide like, hey, let's podcast, let's get some episodes together. I'll push myself and drain myself to edit, because you know how long editing takes, just from seeing me do it, because you don't edit.
I can edit.
But you don't edit.
I do not, because I pay people to edit. You.
The hell? The helly? But, yeah, I would push myself and drain myself. And then once I've drained of my energy, because I'm pushing myself, because I feel like there's a need to do this, because the people need to see me doing these things, and we have to. And it was just like, whoa.
Do you, I have a question. Outside of that revelation, do you feel like, because this is something that I've observed as your woman, do you feel like if you're doing something, then it proves that you're being productive? It proves that you're it means that I'm not lazy, or it means something. Like, I feel like sometimes your productivity is tied to your self-worth. And like, by the way, some things have changed. Daddy here got a J.O. busy.
And not any old J.O. busy, but something that's really in my trade and in my expertise, because your boy got expertises.
My baby got expertises, okay,
yeah, right?
y'all?
More than one expertise, okay?
Expertises. And he's getting a check outside the household, okay, baby? Not from my editing dollars. Which I know has been stressing you a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been gone for a while, so there's a lot to talk about, and I'm sure we'll get to it all. But I know that, I don't know if you guys know, or if you're just joining us, or wherever you're at in the journey. Orlando moved to LA 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
After leaving a job that he had been with for like a decade, since he was 18.
13 years.
13 years. So he had a trade as a working
Electrical.
working at the MTA in New York City. And he moved here because, duh, look at me. Got that wet.
It's a family show, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding, kids. This is not a family show. And, shifted a lot of shit, moved in with us, became a dad pretty rapidly, started working for Good Moms, my other podcast, and really just showed up and supported us in all ways here at the studio. So that's where he was doing for like 3 years. Yeah. And, recently he's been looking for work outside of that space, outside of, podcasting. And he recently, after 6 months of I was going to say auditions. After 6 months of interviews and tests, he has been hired with the Los Angeles Metropolitan Transit Authority. Yay! I'm very proud of you. I know this is something that's been weighing on you and stress. And, baby, we all got motherfucking insurance. I know my friends are so sick of me hearing me say that. But if
you have insurance? If you're living in America, you understand.
God damn it. This is a fucking... I might as well have won the goddamn lottery. Fuck, I meant to play the lotto.
I played the lotto.
Is it still...
They say it tonight.
So can I still play?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, anyway. ADD.
You were asking me, did it tie into my self-worth?
I noticed that you get really anxious and like just do a lot. And I'm a very slow burner. I have to ruminate on things for a long time. And that is a source of my anxiety. Like, bitch, can you move? And also, like, it's so interesting how we show up differently because last year I was like kind of hesitant or reluctant about like showing up for love like this, just because it's not something I'm used to. I'm used to showing up in another space with another co-host, and not even literally another space. It's literally this exact space, literally the spot. But I was noticing my own reluctancy and just how I was showing up, and my fear around showing up in a different space, and how it showed up in my personality and how I showed up on the podcast, which I like apologize for. But I am just much more, I don't want to say calculated, but I've been, and I'm not this way anymore because I'm denouncing this part of me, but like attached to making other people feel comfortable. And I just like had to let that go. And also just like, yes, I feel like our love and the things that we have to say are important. I feel like people need to hear, like, dig into relationships and love on this level like we do, because I think that is what's going to save the world. I think like that's how you change generational shit. That's how you change lineages, especially for people of color. I feel like love and sex and intimacy and vulnerability is not something that we get an opportunity and communication to dig into. So this is really important to me, but I had to evaluate that personally to remember, why am I showing up here? Because for a minute I was like, am I just doing it because Orlando is fucking making me because he's acting crazy? And I also was like, well, we're not going to get rich tomorrow. Like, relax. Because I don't know if anyone knows anything about podcasting, but it's not the get rich tomorrow fucking modality. But I don't even know if I use that word right for that moment. But I also, because I know how extroverted you are, and like you like attention just in general, I think more than me in that way. But I think that one of the things that I was concerned about like, A, you crashing out of just being overly productive just because you feel like you need to do something, and B, you also show up in our relationship that way, and I don't like, I'm the receiver of it, so I get the benefits of it. You really pride yourself on being like the best boyfriend or the best fiance, the best husband, and I love that about you, and it makes me put fire underneath my ass. But sometimes I'm like, do you need that? Do you need to be the best because you're trying to prove something to somebody? And that would scare me, because I'm like, okay, when that runs out, then like who's there? Right. When is left? Who shows up?
So yes, to answer your question that you asked 20 minutes ago.
Sorry, I'm long-winded. That's why I'm a podcaster, motherfucker.
But no, it was tied to not only my self-worth, my productivity was tied not only to my self-worth, but also to my masculinity. Like, I felt as if, as a man, I need to be doing something, working towards something, using my hands, picking up tools, building something, growing something, not just fucking asking women what do they bring to the table. I need to be doing something, and within doing that, it's like, yeah, my girl's going to see that I'm this great man, and then she's going to want to be a great woman to me, because she's going to recognize the kind of man I am. And you know what? If she didn't recognize it today, guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to go harder.
Which just gives me anxiety, because I'm like, fuck, I can't. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't compete with this.
Right. And
you won't sit the fuck down. And I need to rest.
And I had this immense love also with that, which is like also this big, it's like a rocket fuel of driving force, like behind it, behind this forceful need for you to recognize how much of a man I'm being, and how much I deserve, because look how great I'm being to you, and how much you need to step it up too as a woman. And a woman is just like,
so you thought you were going to motivate me by
an example of perfection.
Whoa,
crazy.
Did it work?
Yes, look how great you are. You're a wife.
The fucked up part is I'm completely motivated by someone like telling me I can't. Last night he was like joking, I guess, talking about like I don't know how to be a wife. I was like, "Fuck you! I don't know how to be a wife." And then I made like a 7-course lunch
with nice sticky notes of like I love you. She made a salad. She was like, "Here's your sauce to toss your salad." Wink, some shit like that. It's great.
And then I was like up late thinking I'm nuts.
Challenge accepted.
But also on the other end of that, sometimes I do think like, what if I can't compare to this? What if you like are like, this bitch is not trying hard enough, and then I'm like, and then you leave me.
So boom. Now, well. So all right, let's reel it back in now. I'm not gonna leave you. But it. You're right. It did tie into that, like that attention, wanting the attention and recognition for my masculineness, from my husband, my boyfriend, like worthiness,
abilities.
Right? It was a driving force, and it is great, but it can be intense when it's like used in the wrong way, or it's not, or it doesn't have the right intention or the right backing behind it. And so, yeah, I can see how a lot of times it can come off intense because it's like, this doesn't feel loving. This just feels like you want me to recognize that you're doing really good right now.
Or if I would say one thing like critical or criticizing, then it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Don't you realize how great I'm doing and how hard I'm working for you? Why would you even criticize that? Like,
I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I won't say anything else.
Yeah. Whereas now it's just like, hey, I'm just doing this thing. And like I said, a lot of it was backed 85% of like truly love and wanting to just want to do good. But that little 15% can really take it to another intensity. So with that happening around the couples retreat, it really made me reevaluate everything that I was doing and going through and how I was doing it. Because even when I first moved here, I was going through like a depression, and I didn't really like shake off that depression until like late 2003, maybe early 2004.
2023.
2023. I've been depressed since 2003.
Damn, really?
But late 2023, early 2024, I started to like shake off like this low level depression that's just like been lingering. And then in like 2005, like maybe late January, I started like feeling like it coming back. And then just a little recap, because the last time you heard from us was after Jamaica, when we had like our amazing Jamaica trip. But going back to New York and then traveling to Jamaica really rejuvenated me. It really gave me the energy I needed to feel like, yo, I can do this, I could push through. And then after that, after I went home to Jamaica and we had that amazing Jamaica trip, like we've had nothing but blessings on blessings on blessings come right after the one right after the other. I did my final testing for my job and got through that, got through the drug testing. We did our first couples retreat together. We went camping. After that, then I started work, and then work has been so smooth, so easy going. Like it's been a really good like process, even in these like first 3 weeks of orientation. And today, ladies and gentlemen, come close, come here. Today's, ladies and gentlemen, your boy got his first check. I got my first payment from the LA Metro, and it feels so fucking good to be back in this space, knowing that we're going to be able to take this money and put it in so many different places. And, today I was sitting down with my coworker, and I was showing him, like, all the different ways you could, like, move your money and all these things that I got set up. And I found out that I have, like, 5 different places that I'm able to put my money that can all grow on its own without me even touching it, so we can make money while we're sleeping. That's
beautiful. Exactly. That's a different podcast, because I know you will go on and on and on about finances.
Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation. Honestly, I think that's a really big conversation, a really good conversation to have. Family planning, and future planning, and we're going to get into that in another episode.
But before we get into that, I do want to say one thing to you. I want to tell you before we just like glaze over all that you said, my love. You are doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank you.
You always do an amazing job.
Thank you.
You always go beyond and above for me and for Luna and for our family and for good moms. And honestly, in everything that you do, you go above and beyond, even if it's grilling, even if it's driving, even if it's whatever the fuck it is. And I deeply appreciate that. And I see you and I'm grateful for you. And I'm often wondering how the fuck am I going to compare to this? And, I really do appreciate you just taking pride in the role of a father, a family man, of husband, of lover, a friend, because you do it flawlessly. And I do have the best boyfriend slash fiance slash future husband because you really love me down. And I often ask myself, how the fuck did I get so lucky? Because you do the damn thing, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for you, and I'm just grateful to be able to witness a man that just values and takes pride in the roles of husband and father, because I feel like that's like a lost art, maybe. And there's a lot of men talking about what do you bring to the table and blah blah blah, baby mama's this, and like all these weird niggas that live in their mom's basements or on Instagram and on Twitter just talking shit. So when there's like so much of that I see, it's a breath of fresh air. And I'm sure not only just for me who get to experience you, but for those who get to just observe from the outside in that men like you exist and that there are men like you out there. And I'm really grateful. I love you.
Thank you. And yes, after this,
and you have nothing to prove to anyone.
Exactly.
You are valuable. You're worthy. You're deserving of all the blessings that are bestowed upon you. And whoever doesn't see that is fucking blind. Stevie Wonder. I mean, really like Ray Charles, because we all know Stevie Wonder maybe can see a little bit, according to Orlando.
My theory is Stevie Wonder can see. I know you can't.
A little bit. But you don't. You have excelled in all of the ways far past whatever the fuck you ever try to prove to your mom or to your dad or to your family, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah. So, being rejuvenated, going back home to Jamaica, love the homeland, and also on this couples retreat, having this microdosing on shrooms and just having this this eureka moment of like where this thing stems from, and just reevaluating. I guess I'm too Jamaican to say that word. Reevaluating.
Speaking patois, come on, do it.
No.
Do it. Come on, do it.
What is this?
Come on.
But just assessing where it stems from, and then just changing how I show up and my expectations of other people in the world, because I no longer am moving from the space of wanting attention and wanting viewership for my things that I'm doing, just knowing that what I'm doing is enough regardless of if it's being seen or not.
And then like on another like kind of more petty level, finally you admit it, because I've been telling you for years. Wow, you need a lot of attention, boo. Remember when I first decided you're not the man for me, we were going to be just friends? I was like, you need a lot of attention. And I don't know if I said this to you, but in my head I was like, he needs a lot of attention. I told Erica, he needs a lot of attention, and I don't know if I'm like prepared for that.
And I realized I didn't really give a backstory to this. The backstory to this is my dad, when my mom and dad had me, my dad was married to another woman, and while he was married to that other woman, cheated on her with my mom, and I was the firstborn. Right after that, maybe like a year later, my little brother was born into his marriage. So growing up, it was always more about my little brother getting the attention, because he was seen as the main child or the real child, and I was just seen as the side child. Because you were the one
out of wedlock.
Right. And so doing that, it's not doing that. With that happening, I always strive for like attention from my dad, and I will continuously do things for attention from my dad. And one of the main things I always remember I did was I went to a vocational high school because I saw on the on like the high school, like all the things that they offer. One of the things was HVAC. My dad was has his own HVAC company, so he was already in a trade. I said, I'm going to a trade school, a trade vocational high school, learn a trade, because then my dad is going to recognize all the things that I'm doing that is so similar to him. It never worked. And
I don't know. Your cousin Kiara told me he's very proud of you.
Well, no, my cousin Kiara told her that he's proud of me. He never told me. But within doing that, I learned my electrical trade, and I learned how much I love electrical. And learning that electrical trade, I loved it so much. I did so well at it that I was able to excel in my electrical class, and they propelled me into the apprenticeship that got me the job with the New York City Transit and got me all the experience to then apply to LA Metro and get the job that I have today. So it's really crazy how like that big full circle moment came together with also this realization of where my need for attention comes together at the time where this was all happening. So it was I will say a heavy moment for me to take on, and for me to really sit back and think about like how I just show up in the world and the reason why I show up that way. But I was able to process it all through, and you know, we're here to we are now here.
Ladies and gentlemen, psilocybin.
Honest to fucking God.
No, but I think, psilocybin, and also the beauty of being able to just observe yourself, sit in it, and let the awareness come to you without judging it. I think a lot of times we don't even get to that point because we're too busy like being sensitive about judging ourselves or observing ourselves and evaluating and being like, you know, and instead of taking it, I mean, like, not personally, it is personal, but I recognize, like, this is a prime example of you picking the parents that you need to, like, go through whatever lesson you need in this lifetime. And I know people, like, some people agree with this, some people don't, but, you know, they say you pick your parents, and sometimes it's for the lesson that you need, and, like, before you come down, you pick it because that's the lesson you're going to need, and that's the parents that's going to provide it. But look at how, like, this domino effect of, which once was, like, stemming from, like, this deep need for approval from him, kind of has benefited you in a way that now you have your own family, and who gives a fuck?
Right.
If you ever hear this motherfucker tell you that he's proud of you, hopefully we do. But, like, I think a lot of us are waiting for our parents to do and to say things so that we can finally, I don't know, like, itch that scratch and feel that approval or that acceptance or that love. And for a lot of us, we're not going to get it. It's not coming. But it will come in other ways. You will be validated in other ways if you allow yourself, you know, to still be expansive enough to experience love in other ways and to observe yourself. And you'll find that often the things that you were searching for lead you to other places, and you may get the things that you want from your parents or from, you know, childhood needs. But sometimes, and I read this in a meme recently, a lot that I reposted this, that the person you choose to live your life with in partnership is not dating you. It's dating the childhood version of you. Mm-hmm. You're dating your inner child, not your outer adult. Yes. And there's a lot of, and I know I've talked about this before, but there's been a lot of times and arguments that I'm wrecking, like I'm consoling him and vice versa. And I'm like, oh, this is not even stemming from me. This is not even stemming from this very recent argument or this very recent miscommunication or misunderstanding. This is a deep cry from a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old or like whatever the fuck it is. And same for me. There's times where I'm in places and I'm like, oh, this is much deeper than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to be in like a safe relationship and to be able to just recognize the type of like how deep the healing when you are triggered, when it's triggered by someone you're very close to and love with, because that's where you feel safest. We are not ever put in a position outside of living in the household with your parents until marriage, until you coexist with like your romantic partner and live with them, like you will be triggered in a parent-child relationship. Yeah. This is like literally what it's for. Because in other instances, it's like low-level relationships. You're not living with each other. You're in college. You can bounce out. You can back up. You can be like, I'm good on this. But it's not until like deep adulthood where you're settled into a family ship where you're like, oh, this is the first time I'm refaced with these triggers again. Mm-hmm. And then we find ourselves here, and sometimes we're able to handle it, or we have the tools, or we search for the tools, and sometimes we run the other way. But the biggest lesson in that is if you don't deal with it in this relationship,
you're gonna deal with it in another one.
In a different form, in a different vessel, with a different motherfucker.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. I love you, baby.
I love you,
and thank
too.
you for seeing me through this, and thank you for holding me through the tears.
You're welcome.
Man, yeah. So, whoa. And also psilocybin.
Also psilocybin. and also I think we're both in a place, I think this year is just releasing the approval of anybody outside of ourselves.
Yeah. Releasing those old baggages, unclogging those past blockages that are inside you. I've realized this year that if you don't heal and you don't process all that shit that's happened in the past, it really clogs up a part of your body. Somewhere inside of you, there's that clog. And I learned something from a couples retreat. How like you go through the process of body tapping. Shout out to Shakem. Me, Shakem, Erica, and Milah, all four of us, we threw a couples retreat this summer, which was beautiful. Shout out to the five couples that came to the couples retreat. And,
five.
Yeah, and during our men's workshop, one of the things that we did was body tapping, and Shakem, as he's asking these questions of like, where do certain things feel? Where do you see these things? And like, you hold on to that space and tap that space. I'm realizing that, we have our clogs somewhere inside of our body. And if you really want to feel lighter, you want to move through the world, and you have to unclog that space. You have to heal that space, and you'll find like how the energy in your insides just feel like they're flowing a lot better. You don't feel like you're walking with like, those old school cartoons with the chain and ball when you're in jail. You don't feel like you're walking with this weight on you, and it's because you're able to make those things like move the energy and let it flow out of your body. It's not holding you back, and that thing that's holding you back really stops you from conversations that you could have. It really stops you from loving at the level that you can. It really stops you from just being at your highest self that you can be, because you're held on to these past things that is not even your reality anymore. This past situation that you're not even living anymore, that you're not in, this house that you're not in anymore, and you're not realizing the space that you're in, this new space that you're in with people that love you and care about you, because you're holding on to these griefs. And these dead moments that's happened already.
The body keeps the score.
Body keeping the score.
And a lot of times we are bypassing things because in childhood, that's the safest way. That's the way we know is to push down and to suppress. And sometimes the body
push through.
The body hides it from you because it's the emotions are too big to process. But as adults, there will begin to emerge because you're safe enough. Hopefully, you have the tools. Hopefully, to move through them. But just like dancing, just like, even massages. I think like Tantra, part of Tantra is starting the dialogue with your body. And once you start to do that, you can better identify where you're holding stuff. When things come up that make you uncomfortable, where do they sit? When you have something that you want to say, but you don't say it and you suppress it, where does it sit? Like, where does it live? And once you can, like, identify that in your body and you're not, like, prone to leave your body and numb out and not feel anything, which is something, like, I'm very good at, that you can start to process those emotions. And like just studying Tantra and just starting the communication with my body, I've recognized like in massages, I'm like, oh shit, hey, I'll let the massage therapist know I'm about to cry. And letting that shit out and feeling comfortable enough to release it, and being in relationships and being amongst people and community that you feel comfortable enough to just, for absolutely no fucking reason except that it's coming up right now that I need to cry. And sometimes you may not even know what the fuck you're crying about, or what that rage or whatever needs to come out of you. It may be something so distant and so far back that you don't even fucking know. But honoring the fact that it needs to come out and letting it do that is like where the magic happens and where the medicine happens. And so I highly recommend, tapping in with yourself, literally tapping, but also just listening and quieting your mind enough to observe literally what happens in the body when something uncomfortable happens.
Mm-hmm. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let you know right now, the cheat code of this relationship has also been dating a tantric specialist and sexologist, because Milah has honestly found different ways of how to hold space for me, how to hold space for my emotions, and how to help me process my emotions in how she shows up for me. So if you really want to take advantage of processing those clogged emotions or those places within you, if you're listening right now and you feel like, yo, I can relate to this and there might be something that I need to process, and you can't figure out why, you can't really go to a doctor and have them do an x-ray and like physically see what's wrong, then it's your time to come to a tantric practitioner like Milah MapRoy to see just see where the clog is, how to help process it, and this is the one for you to help you do that.
And I'll be the first to say, on some real shit, this was not something that I was been well versed in. Mm-hmm. I am not someone who prior to this training and prior to this practice, because you could be trained, but if you ain't practicing, it don't fucking matter. Yeah. And it's still a process. Like, I'm not gonna sit here like I'm a fucking expert. Do I have the tools? Absolutely. Do I always use them? No. Mm-hmm. But it is a means to knowing them, and then you'll start to utilize them. You'll start to practice, and it's helped. It helps me be more vulnerable. It helps me, because a lot of times when men are crying, I just want to be like, oh, shut up. Man up, nigga. And
those words.
I know it's toxic of me. I'm just being honest. It's helped me hold space for myself. A lot of times when we're shutting other people out, it's because we haven't really given ourselves space to feel. So it's hard to let anybody else feel. But yeah, babe, I'm proud of, yeah. We're not perfect people, but we are slowly but surely we utilize the things that we've learned. Oh, which brings me to another thing, which we've also completed since we've been gone, which was
say it,
Kenya K. Stevenson's Progressive Love Academy.
Woo! Talk about it.
12 weeks, baby.
Yes.
We are divorce proof. Before we even got married, we were the first couple premarital couple to do the divorce club, the divorce proof club, and that was really a game changer too. Having those tools. This is what this.
Oh God, we gotta have an episode about that too.
This entire podcast, if you haven't recognized, whether you're single, whether you're partnered, it's about stacking as many motherfucking tools, asking as many people, as many specialists as we possibly can to figure this shit out.
Yep.
Because we do not have all the answers. But if we put everybody's shit in one pile, every expert,
all the tools in a tool bag,
every friend, every successful relationship, every failed relationship in one bowl, hopefully we can figure it out. And this is really what this podcast is about for us. It's about exploring all the mechanisms, all the modalities, all the means of healing, of communication, of vulnerability, of intimacy, of connection, so that we could heal ourselves and our parents, and even if it's not them directly, but that we can shift shit and change shit for our kids. Because isn't that the whole point anyway?
Woo. Wow. Man, I'm happy. I'm happy that we got to do this episode, man. I had some shit to get off my chest, man, and this felt great. This felt so good, and I am rejuvenated. I feel recharged. I feel re-energized. I'm back. I feel back in the podcasting space. I feel like talking to the people again. So, yeah, I love you, baby, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for just everything. I can't even pinpoint one thing that I want to thank you for. I want to thank you for everything, and I want to thank you for showing up today and how we've been showing up for each other. And yeah, that Divorce Blues Club premarital coaching has been wonders in our relationship and in our communication. And we are always here to help y'all. And honestly, you go on Instagram and follow us at Hoochie Mom and Dad. And if you have any questions at any time, our DMs are always open. Like, Milah is always open and welcoming to answering any questions, whether it's tantric, whether it's relationship. I am always here to respond to you. No worries. Like,
male perspective, female perspective, relationship perspective,
and killing it.
And also, I really want to tap into having more couples on, you know, whether that be like virtually, just tapping in with all the couples to see what's working and what's not, because I think that's also the sauce. A lot of us grew up in the realm of like, we don't tell our business, and I think that has been detrimental. And we have to tell our business to know what the fuck works and what doesn't. Exactly. So just ending this cultural bullshit of like, we have no problems. Yeah. We have no problems. Don't ask, don't tell. And that's crazy. We all have problems. We all are gonna bump heads. We're fucking human. And the sooner we talk about it, the more we can normalize finding answers.
Boom. Give me some.
I love you.
I love you.
And I love you guys.
Love y'all.
Genuinely. Thank you for all of the people who reached out and said they missed me on the podcast while I was gone. And just thank you for everybody who supported us and who, you know, listens and encourages us to do this.
Yeah, because y'all really make it easier to come back and do this. But follow me. Follow me at WH_Orlando Roy. Follow my beautiful fiance right here, Milah_Map, tantra practitioner and sexologist. And follow us on Instagram at Hoochie Mom and Dad, and on YouTube. Look for the podcast everywhere at Love Like This.
Woo!
Whew, man, wow. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
Love y'all.
Catch you later.
I never knew there was a la like this.